Hey, yo, welcome to the QB School show. The day off, live, do it live. I almost forgot. Hot dang, these days off go fast. Tuesday, off day. Fired in, locked up. Do me a favor. Let me know that I sound all right, that we're good to go here. Appreciate you coming in hot. This one's going to be quick because I forgot about it. Cranking out videos over here, having fun watching a bunch of film. Hopefully you are enjoying it. Been doing kind of quarterback Patreon community push hard, cranking out videos yesterday, Justin Fields, today, Garoppolo, some tough film to get through, but for the people who are interested, who want to know what the hell's going on, what the film looks like, it's been fun to be able to get over there, create that for y'all, and be able to spread the word. Yesterday, by far, the biggest Quarterback School Patreon community day ever. I think we got 65 new members signed up, locked in yesterday, so fired up for that. Appreciate everybody checking in. Joe, my man, thank you for letting me know that it sounds good. I appreciate it. There has never been a better time to get a question in. You are in. This thing is going to be quick. My man Shane, boom. Cheers. Not very special of a drink today. A little sparkling water. Oh, man. The beard. Quick question. How much of Carson Wentz sacks to put on him? Blame him. I have no idea. I have watched 0 snaps of Carson Wentz. Sorry. I would imagine most sacks are usually somewhere around 50-50 if you bleed them out over the course of the entire season. So knowing and watching Carson Wentz play in the past, maybe more than 50% are on him. That's just me, though. Might actually be fun to go. Nah. I was going to say, it might actually be fun to go, nah, I'm not going to watch Carson Wentz right now. Maybe at some point. Night God 975. Come on over. Check it out. It's never been cheaper, never been easier. Patreon community for the Quarterback School. I have a lot of fun getting over there. It's a little bit more informal of a videos, if that's possible, than the YouTube videos. But I think it's a super in-depth kind of really what it's like in an NFL quarterback room, as far as just kind of the bluntness sometimes that comes spewing out of my kind of stream of consciousness mind. But I enjoy it. I really did. It is really what it is like. You got to put in the time to be able to watch some of that film to really understand exactly what's going on and have more than just kind of your own little opinion from a small condensed broadcast view that's just tough to do. And then the other thing about it is, and I like to do it, I'm probably part of the problem as far as sprinkling, all 22 film either through YouTube or through Twitter to be able to kind of show examples of it. But unless you watch it in the context of the entire game, I think you really you're leaving a lot of blind spots for either your takes, your hot takes, understanding what the plan was, understanding what the skill set is for certain players, certain schemes. I just think it's the best way to go about it. So get over there, check it out. All right, what we got? Big Mama Freitas. I have no idea, man. I'm not good at the making list. I just don't care. Like other things. I don't have top 5 coaching staff in the league. Sorry. Joe, how important are ice baths in the recovery process, and does every player go through their own way of doing recovery? Yes. I'm not that kind of doctor. I will say anecdotally that I loved the ice bath kind of recovery process. I used to do, in college, it was Monday, Thursday. In the league, it was Monday, Tuesday, Friday. So I don't know. I always used to like to give a little extra time before the game, but I've gone through a bunch of different iterations as far as how long you can go, how many cycles, hot and cold, all those types of things. I'm sure that there's better literature out there now that would tell you what the better recovery process was. For me, I used to go basically depending on how cold it was, as long as I could without feeling like my toes were going to fall off. Haha, Joe. No, bro. Is it really for the whole season? That's a bummer. Didn't know that. So we're breaking news here. That's a bummer. Yeah, I feel bad for you. What else we got here? Good to see some familiar faces. Shane, Joe, I've been crushing the your domestic videos recently. Not sure why, but I really felt like I wanted a Bud Light after watching that Bud Light Tall Boy. I usually only do Bud Light, not usually. I think I prefer Bud Light Draft, but I always think of Bud Light Draft as like at a Padre game or at a baseball game or like at somebody's backyard party or house party or something. But, you know, it's still hot as hell out here, so maybe. All right, let's get back into it. What we got? The woke sports fan. Is the scheme fit? No. Is the scheme fit for Russ and Fields bad in the Shanahan offense? No. Do you think Fields would be better served if Byron Leftwich was his head coach and running the Arian scheme? Better served? I don't know, man. I'm just pulling at straws there. I don't know. You know, my initial reaction is no. I think that there are things that Fields can do better in regardless of scheme that will impact his trajectory more than saying, hey, be in this scheme with this guy or this scheme with that guy. You know, I'm a big fan of Byron Leftwich. I think he's going to be a head coach pretty quickly here, but, you know, not to take anything away from the staff right now in Chicago. I think it's pretty nice to be able to be so down on a performance and still be, 2-1? All right. James, is Joe Lombardi holding Herbert back? No. Or receivers can't get open. Never seems like he gets any easy completions besides screens that don't work. Okay, that's fair. I don't think they're holding him back. I think that the Chargers know exactly what they've got with Herbert. I don't know how healthy he is and what that feels like and what that is like on a snap in, snap out, day-to-day process. But I think everybody knows that Herbert is that guy. EM Baller. Ba-boom. Love it. What we got? Super chat. Just put it on a T for me, EM Baller. Love the content. Appreciate it. Like how Tua is playing so far. Yes. I think that I didn't go back and watch all 22 from this weekend. Might not. Probably not. But I think he's exceeded a lot of expectations for a lot of people. I think on this channel, it probably is starting to look like what we expected it to look like. That comes from a number of different things. It comes from him being healthy, a system that is built around him and believes in him, and a perimeter and an offensive line that is significantly improved. Now, can you do it over the course of a season? We shall see. I'm betting on it, though. Mr. All Days Off. Timely title for this chat, for this stream. Question. What's your opinion why Tomlin won't play Pickett over Trubisky since he isn't moving the offense? That's a tough one because I'm just essentially speculating. I would say that Mike really believes that Trubisky gives them the best chance to win right now. Now, it's hard for us when we're not at practice to really believe that wholeheartedly because all we see is the preseason, or all I saw was the preseason and what Trubisky has or hasn't done so far. But you have to be able to at least trust someone who's built up the amount of football capital that Coach Tomlin, Mike, has for so long to know what's best for his team right now. Now, maybe we disagree with it as the season progresses, but the other thing that might acknowledge is Kenny Pickett might not look that great in practice. They might be substantially, a difference in what that looks like as far as the pecking order. I don't know. I don't think I was probably as high on Kenny Pickett as some people coming out of the draft. So am I shocked that he's not playing? No. If Trubisky continues to play and they continue to move the ball or not move the ball at the pace that they're moving right now, I would expect Pickett to play. That being said, not the fact that I didn't love Pickett coming out of the draft. If you draft someone that early, he's going to play. Like, let's play him. I get it. I would have played him to start, but I also probably wouldn't have drafted him there either. So, tough. AZ-tronomy. What is your thoughts on Cliff Kingsbury's offense? Do you think Kyler could perform better with Sean Payton? I really like Cliff. I know him a little bit from just being in camp together. He was in New Orleans when I was in New Orleans. Good dude, smart football guy. I like the offense. I think that the way Kyler plays and has played up until this point, there's no reason to think it will change. To me, has a tendency to fall under the kind of recess. I'll just rely on my ability to create more than maybe you can sustain over the course of a full season. So you get flashes of greatness, you get flashes of special, but then you see some stuff where you're just like, just set your feet, bro. Or, hey, let's get an easy completion, or let's rip something on time with anticipation. And you just don't see the consistency of the ball control from Kyler Murray for me, or the decisions or the way the thing is structured to allow him to do that. Now, maybe he can't do that. I can tell you, anecdotally, if you're in a system that you feel like, well, why are they not allowing this guy to do this in the game? Or why are we not seeing this type of throw or this type of concept? There's a decent chance that the guy just can't do it. And so they're not going to put him in a situation that he can't do. And so maybe Kyler Murray just doesn't see it great, or doesn't have that great anticipation element, or doesn't have the timing, rhythm, ball control element of what we see in a lot of pro offenses. Now, just because Cliff comes from an air raidy world doesn't mean that you can't mold and overlap some of those concepts and teachings, because you can. There are so much similarities across the league, even on the outlier systems. So I don't have a great feel for it. I think I personally want to see Kyler Murray become way more consistent of a passer and get away from what I would consider the loose footwork of kind of, relying on the playmaking ability so much. Joe, see what you got. Swift Sports Network. I did a Fields breakdown. It's on Patreon. It's been on Patreon. Get over there. Joe, what do we got? Have we ever seen a quarterback step out of the end zone for a safety and throw a pick six on the same play? No, bro. I did the 49er video for the Patreon community today. It's loading as we speak. I think I put that lucky, I'm calling it the lucky safety, on Twitter. That'll probably come out later tonight at some point, just promoting the Patreon community. Let me say this about that play, because I think I say it in the video. I said it to someone else too. For me, that play is obviously on Jimmy Garoppolo. You can't go backwards like that. Okay. That is in parentheses. That's the main thesis. And, okay, that's a crummy play call, in my opinion, at that time. That's taking a shot. They're trying to run that famous leak play where you try to get the tight end coming across and then shoot him up like a reverse wheel back up the other sideline. It takes forever. That play takes forever. And so you've got to be able to protect it, and it's a deep set play. So you're going to fake and then set deep. You're on the 2-yard line. That launch point is usually somewhere around 10 yards. There's just not a lot of room to operate. So I don't love the play call. And then couple that with the fact that we are taking L's up front. I think the zero technique, or the nose tackle, beats the right guard. I think Juszczyk gets thrown to the ground. So we've got free guys in our face. We've got terrible pass pro. We've got what I would consider not the greatest play call for that space, just because it's so tight. And you got Jimmy Garoppolo just losing his mind and doing what I think a lot of people have in the near memory with Jimmy Garoppolo, of just making a bad play a disaster, and really got lucky that the bad play kind of superseded the true disaster here of a pick six. And it was just a classic utter meltdown, all kind of combined together into, whatever sort of disaster cocktail you want to phrase it as. It was tough. It's tough. There were a lot of tough plays like that in that game. Manford, do you think Lincoln Riley's offense would be successful in the NFL? Yes. I mean, Lincoln Riley would be successful in the NFL. I think he probably will be successful in the NFL at some point. Now, will it look exactly like it did at Oklahoma and does, at USC? Probably not exactly like that, but I'm telling you, people freak out about running the quarterback. And I know there's a lot of sensitive people that will say, hey, he's going to get hurt, and there's examples of quarterbacks getting hurt, and I get all of that. That's true. And the game has evolved. Running the quarterback is part of the deal. Yes, they're going to get hurt. Players get hurt. They're also going to get hurt, in other ways. I've seen quarterbacks get hurt in quarterback sneaks. People still do it. And I get the risk associated with it. But the way the game is played nowadays, if you're not running the quarterback, to me, you're really leaving a lot of lost yardage and points out there. You turn on Baltimore, you turn on Buffalo. Baltimore, obviously Lamar Jackson is the freak of freaks in all the good ways. But they're running GT, they're running zone read, they're running power read, and he's taking it to the house. He's bouncing it outside. He's reading the blocks of his pullers. He's taking it inside the tackles. Josh Allen running the ball down in the red area. There's a lot of ways to do it, but I think if you're not doing it, you're letting the defense off the hook a little bit. Oh, man. What we got here? Eli, how do you get the All-22 film so early? I have NFL Plus, but the All-22 barely came out today for me. You got to get that NFL Plus Plus Plus. No, there's always people out there. Eli, sorry, there's no good answer for you. Random film stat. Hey, at the QB school, how much is arm strength related to athleticism versus mechanics? I'm sure there's a ratio out there. For me personally, a lot of it is genetics, athleticism. There's certainly some elements of mechanics that can help or detract from that, but I would say the vast majority of it is, genes. Easy E, how much has Lamar improved in your eyes? A lot. I mean, he was already good, y'all. That's what I think. He's already been the MVP. But yes, he sure seems like he's improved from within the pocket. Whether it's being decisive, whether it's going through reads. There's instances of him going full field reads, left no, right yes. Those types of things we didn't see a whole lot of in the past. Now it shows up seemingly every single week. You couple that with what he does already in the run game. It's a lot. Drew, appreciate it. But boom, fire in the right way. I don't have fire in the right way. All I have is fire in the wrong way. But I'll take it. I appreciate it. This isn't correct. Who are some of your favorite college coaches to watch? I don't know. I guess I don't think of it as favorite college coaches to watch. I like watching good quarterback play. Now, oftentimes that's tethered to good coaches. So, like everybody likes to watch. I like watching, Young, Stroud. Who else is coming up? I've seen a lot of Kentucky this fall. I'm sure that there are others. Not weird offenses. Other offenses that I enjoy watching. Obviously, Lincoln Riley, Coastal. Anything that I like don't necessarily, I'm not an air raid person, certified, not certified, no cert. But I have a decent understanding of the concepts, and so it's fun for me to learn and watch those types of things. I'm not a triple guy, but I like the gun triple elements of what Coastal does and how they've interweaved all their G stuff and being able to down linemen out, those types of things. Good stuff. Aisha, when in hot, you do not have to do that, please, but I appreciate the support. Capella, it has been a minute, my man. Jacoby Hawkins. Oh, man, I hope I said that right. Dual threat quarterbacks are the way. Injuries happen even when you're just standing in the pocket. I mean, it's not even, well, I guess it is dual threat. I don't even think of it like that anymore, I guess. I know people probably still, even in like the recruiting world, it's like pro style, dual threat. I just think to play quarterback, you have to be able to run with the ball now. And it's not that you didn't have to in the past. It's that there wasn't as much designed run, whether it's whatever read, zone read, power read, GT, whatever, RPO, design, quarterback run only. It's just more prevalent. There's more comprehensive volume of plays to be able to pull from. The menus are bigger because everyone is kind of dug into that stuff and knows how much stress it puts on a defense. If you're calling plays and you're a dual threat guy, or you're a quarterback who has the capacity to run, and the defense comes out in a single high defense, okay, so meaning a post safety, middle field closed, you have the advantage in the quarterback run game immediately. I don't care what the front is. We have them outmatched, outgapped with the quarterback run game. And so let me say that again. So sometimes I think it's the easiest thing to do when you think about calling plays or offensive football, to find these types of things where it's just math. Like, let's just get the easy, it doesn't matter what the front is, what the angle is. We've got the numbers we want in the quarterback run game versus closed. So you essentially have to play some iteration of split field coverage. And when you can dictate that and have simple things like that, you just know you can get into things that will give the offense the advantage. James Bong 100. You got to go back and see one of my videos. No, we talked about that. Pay Dirt. Love it. New member with the logo. A combination of lots of things at the end of the Niner game and the Dolphins game. Say what? I must have jumped in the middle of that. All right. Joe Westfall. How do you think Michael Vick would have fared in today's game? I feel like he was the OG before Lamar, but didn't have the best decision-making ability. Well, I think Michael fared pretty well. I will say that, in my opinion, I was on the field while Michael Vick was playing. I wasn't playing. I was the backup. But he was by far the most electric dude I ever saw in person. Now, did he spin it and have the ball control that Lamar Jackson has? In my opinion, no, not even close. Now, he had a cannon, but that thing, had a wide spray area from what I saw when I saw him when he was younger. Lamar Jackson, to me, now has shown that he essentially has damn near every club in the bag as far as touch, flick, arm angles, velocity, capacity to rip it, deep ball. I didn't see that catalog of throws from Michael Vick when he was playing, certainly when he was as young as Lamar Jackson. So, yeah, he might have been the original kind of OG as far as what we think of when we think of, dynamic athlete at the position. Although if you go back, I think that there are other guys that were great athletes, probably not as good as Michael Vick, but definitely the best I ever saw. Based Historian, good to see you checking in. Hendon Hooker versus Florida. That's a good idea. I was going to do a couple college videos this week for the Patreon community. Hopefully, was hoping to do the Washington State quarterback, or at least the end of that game against Oregon. They should have won that game, man. And then the Hendon Hooker thing. The thing with the Hendon Hooker thing for me, and I know he's playing well, I know Tennessee is rolling, and again, I acknowledge my own biases here. I usually watch the quarterbacks and the systems that I like. I just don't know that much about that, like, Briles stuff, that deep choice concept where, you're super spread out, and, is he running vertical? Is he coming back to the ball? Is he running to the post? I don't know the rules of that stuff, so I always feel like I'm just like, even more kind of off the cuff than it normally is, and it just feels like, it would almost be better if I like talked to someone before about like, hey, what are we doing here? What are they trying to do here? So that I could give more like insightful comments other than saying like, hey, that's a nice ball from him. If that makes sense. Time we got, 33. I got a couple more minutes. I'm going to go make a school pickup. Actually, I think I have my alarm on, so we should be good. What we got here? I know I saw something. Eli, thoughts on the Raiders 0-3 start? I haven't watched a snap of the Raiders. I was thinking about going in and watching a little bit of the Raiders. But again, it's not that fun to look under the hood of a 0-3 team. That's just me. Ellison Lord, what's your opinion on high school quarterbacks being called the next great NFL quarterback? That's tough to live up to. I mean, my thoughts are don't do that. It's a long time between high school and being draft eligible, let alone being really good or great in the NFL. It takes years. All right. All right, yo. That's essentially a wrap. Quick little in and out live. James did not watch the Manning cast. See, we're all on the same page in here. I appreciate you hanging out. I appreciate you getting over, trying to check out the Quarterback School Patreon community. Lots of content over there that I've been dropping recently, so I appreciate you getting over there, supporting it. If there's something you want to see, let me know. Come at me in the comments. Come at me at Twitter. I sincerely appreciate the support through the channel. A bunch of different ways to do it. It means a lot to me. Thanks so much. Have a good one. Later. Haha.